Hi everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to do a lovely stretch for the front of your hips. The quadriceps, of course, are the thigh muscles on the front of the leg. There are four, as the name would suggest, quadricep. Three of them cross the knee and attach at the hip, and one crosses the hip and the knee. So it's that one in particular that can get us in a lot of trouble with our posture if it's tight, because it pulls both on the hip and pelvis, and the low back gets involved, and it can pull on the knee. So if you've got knee pain, back pain, hip pain, a lot of times this particular part of the quadricep needs to have a good stretch. So I like to call this Dr. Morgan or Captain Morgan. You know the rum commercial at Christmas time? Maybe you do, maybe you don't. I've got one foot forward so that I'm in a lunge on my knees, but upright. So I'm not in a forward leaning lunge, but very vertical. And if you've got a tender knee, the one that's down, you can always put a little cushion, a pillow, or a rolled up blanket under it if you prefer. We want to think about being square with our hips towards the direction the knee and the front foot are pointing. And then the whole piece here is to bring the pelvis under the body in a pelvic posterior tilt. So if we put one hand on the low abdomen and one back of hand on your low back, allow your pelvis to tip forward. That's often what this tight hip flexor can be doing, is pulling the pelvis into this shape. We want to bring the pelvis down the back and up the front, so to speak. So just practice that movement a few times. Inhaling forward, exhaling back. You'll start to feel how your low abdominals, with your exhalation, really assist you in creating that position and supporting you. So we'll come in one more time and now hold. So keep drawing your abdomen in. Press your knee actively down into the floor so you've got strength there, and then reach the arm straight forward, but plug your shoulder back. So I want you to feel that the rib and the shoulder come back, the core stays engaged, and we're just going to breathe here, some deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. One more time. Nice deep breath in and exhale. Now, if you can maintain that position, explore bringing the hand up, but not losing this nice strong alignment, so we're not letting our ribs pop out. Take another breath and then release the arm. Beautiful. Let's change to our second side. Captain Morgan on our new leg. The foot comes forward. Align your hips in the direction of the toes. Pad your knee if you wish. Take a moment to rock your pelvis. Oop, I'm still on my same side. There we go. Rock your pelvis forward and back, forward and back. And depending on what's going on in your hips and the tissue and the ligaments and the muscles, you might feel more mobile on this side or less mobile, okay? So if this is your dominant leg, as it is mine, you might feel tighter, and it's more difficult then to come into a posterior tilt, okay? So find your breath to help you. Pubic bone towards the belly button or towards the breastbone, and the glutes are helping to bring the hip down the back. Let's do that little rock one more time, and then hold that. Good. Now think about those ribs closing. Drive your knee down into the earth. Keep engaging your glutes. Arm comes forward, but the shoulder plugs back. So you really feel connected and contained to this line. Take 3 or 4 deep breaths. In through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. One more time, nice deep breath. And you can start to reach the arm up, maintaining the control through your core. Take another couple of breaths here. Last one. And then release the arm. Good. Now bring your hands down to the mat and release your front leg. We're going to transition now into our double leg kick. So double leg kick is on the belly. We'll get there via a slow movement down to the floor, like a reverse push-up, nice and slow as you bring yourself all the way down to the mat. Good. Now the double leg kick is a little bit complex in that there's two things going on at once. The hands start behind your back. The legs start parallel and extended. Let's practice the arm movement first. The arms come from being behind your back, palm on palm, and then the movement is to roll your shoulders back, reach your hands, and in that motion, we lift the chest and the upper spine from the floor. And then on the next motion, we bend the elbows, bring the hands behind the back, turn the head to the new side. So we roll the shoulders back, extend the arms, lift the chest and head, and then exhale and lower down to our new side. So it'll come up, reaching, and lower back down on an exhale. Coming up on an in-breath and coming down on an exhale. Now that's a nice movement to do even just on its own, strengthening the upper back and getting some nice shoulder flossing. The full exercise adds the legs. So I'm going to bring my legs together. There's going to be 3 kicks of my heels towards my bum as I breathe out. As I breathe in, I extend the legs, open them, extend my arms, come up. On the exhale, I turn to my new side, close the legs, and do 3 pulses. Inhale, extend the legs, let them turn out, extend the arms, and then again, turn to the new side, 3 pulses. Inhale to come up, reaching. Exhale to turn and pulse. Try to keep your core engaged so we're not bouncing through the low back, but really controlling that motion. Let's do 2 more. Reach and exhale. Inhale, reach and exhale. And then reach, bring everything up, take a breath, and then exhale, lower the legs, bend your arms, and just come all the way down to the floor. Oh, let your hips rock a little bit there. Nice, everybody. And then you can bring yourself up through a little upward or cobra, and back through our shell stretch, hips to heels. And just let your head come down if that's comfortable. Take a few deep breaths here into your back. And then inhale to come up and release onto the feet. Well done. So that Captain Morgan hip flexor stretch is a nice way to set yourself up for this, because trying to do something from your tummy, from the stomach, if your hips are tight, will put a lot of pressure in your low back. So we want to have both the strength of the core to hold that pelvic position, that posterior tilt, and the length of the hip flexors to allow that to happen. So use your glutes, use your core, and keep those hips nice and open as we come into that exercise. And then it's all about the control as you do those pulses. Practice those. I know they're challenging. Do them with some of our other moves we've been doing, or just have them as your day to open the hips and get strong in your back. It's a great little routine. I thank you for joining me. Next time we'll have a gentle flow with 3 or 4 movements to bring this back into a more essential level, flowy kind of pattern, before we carry on with some more of our work. I'll see you then.